Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I want to welcome you to the United Nations and to extend to you and to your delegation my commitment and the commitment of my delegation to continue the close cooperation between our two sides. As we say in Arabic, ahlan wa sahlan, welcome. I also want to express our gratitude for the briefing of Mr. Ramiz Al-Akbarov, Deputy Special Coordinator, for reporting on the quarterly report of the Secretary General as was determined in Resolution 2334. Of course, that resolution is related to the illegality of settlement activities by the occupying power in the occupied land of the State of Palestine. And we are grateful to the Secretary General for continuing his reporting on quarterly basis as has been required by him in the Resolution 2334. Mr. President, Palestine will not disappear, but every day, children, women, men, entire families disappear. Communities are uprooted. Neighborhoods are turned to dust. Lives are shattered. Land is grabbed. Homes are demolished. This is the dark reality of life in Palestine under Israel's illegal occupation. We have a duty to bring this suffering to an end, collective duty, and to do it in a way that leads to an end of the occupation and conflict once and for all, so our people never experience such pain and loss again, and all peoples can live in peace and security. We have been confronted as a nation with the denial of our rights, with an attempt that continues to this day to push us out of geography and history, to deny our existence, our belonging to the land, our rights as human beings and as a people. All peoples are endowed with a certain rights, known as inalienable rights, and our people are not less worthy and are not less entitled to them. The Palestinian people have a right to life, to liberty, to security, and to dignity. The reality our people continue to endure is one of death and devastation, dispossession and colonization, despair and displacement. But this reality is man-made. Let me repeat, it is man-made, occupation-made. It is neither their fate nor a fatality. It can be unmade. We hope and pray and work relentlessly for an end of the genocide today. And that is the most sacred goal, given the horrors every day brings upon 2 million people. But tomorrow matters as well. And what we need is not a pause in the violence and injustice, but an end to it. Violence is an impasse. It must not be fueled nor tolerated. It must be stopped. And we will not relent in our rejection of violence against civilians, Palestinians and Israelis. This is a legal, political, moral principle we will not abandon. Likewise, injustice must never be justified or shielded by anyone under any circumstances. It should never be justified. It must be brought to an end. Mr. President, Palestine is committed to peace. We are the ones who need it most in the midst of these unimaginable horrors. And peace needs to be a shared objective to become a shared reality. We are translating that commitment to peace in our actions every day. In the face of unhinged Israeli militarism, Palestine has chosen pacifism. Our part of the world does not need more death and destruction. It needs peace. Freedom will lead to peace, and peace will lead to shared security and prosperity. This is the path we must embark on. Had Resolution 2334 been implemented, had the ICJ advisory opinion on the illegality of the Israeli occupation of the West Bank, including East Jerusalem and the Gaza Strip, had been upheld, peace would be a reality today. Mr. President, over the course of the last week, the entire world rallied around clear objectives. It was a high-level week, mainly on Palestine. We thank the great majority of UN membership who made it so. We thank you all. You made history last week. From countries that recognized the state of Palestine, to those who adopted measures to end the war and occupation, to those who pledged their political and financial and humanitarian support, to those who pledged protection to end the famine and stop the massacres, to the countries that gathered at the International Peace Conference co-chaired by Saudi Arabia and France and endorsed the New York Declaration and took part in the Global Alliance for the Implementation of the Two-State Solution. The world mobilized for an end of the war on the Palestinian people, for an independent and sovereign Palestinian state, for the two-state solution. This initial part has been accomplished, and thank you to all of you. Now we roll our sleeves and get ready for what needs to be done. We have a historic document, the New York Declaration and the Annex, and we have a leadership structure led by Saudi Arabia and France and 17 other important countries from all the continents, from the Arab nations, from the OIC, from Africa, from Asia, from the Europeans, from North and South America. We have the structure, we have the roadmap, we need the full implementation. And we have the 142 countries that endorsed it. We need to make it a reality. All of it in totality. All of it in totality, because it addresses all important and sensitive issues to all of us and to the two parties. So the time and the new journey for the implementation is just beginning. The world mobilized for peace. President Trump assembled leaders from the region to push for an end of the war and to advance peace, to stop the bloodshed, to release the hostages and prisoners, to end the famine, to bring peace. President Trump also expressed clear rejection of annexation, which we welcome. We reiterate Palestine's readiness to work with President Trump and the U.S. administration, with Saudi Arabia and regional actors, with European partners and the members of this distinguished Security Council, with the entire international community. We do not want to leave anyone behind that can contribute in a positive way for the accomplishment of the two-state solution. In the pursuit of these objectives, of the independence of the State of Palestine, the realization of the rights of our people, and just and lasting peace in our region. To work together for shared peace, shared security, and shared prosperity. The decisions we make today will determine the fate of the peoples of the region for generations to come and the face of the Middle East for decades. Let us not delay a single minute more in doing what is necessary for this just peace to replace the unbearable reality of today. We owe peace to those who have endured in their flesh the scourge of war. Let us not fail those who can still save. Thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the Paramount